We begin in a tavern in Neverwinter, a large trade hub in the Sword Coast. A dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker and his half-elf companion Sildar Hallwinter seek a group of capable adventurers to escort a cart of goods to a small mining town called Phandalin. The group, who answered the call, has in it an Aarakocran wizard known as Dave, a dragonborn rogue named Cersei, and a dwarven fighter known as Bayron Rockenstone. Dave is not all he seems. In actuality, he is an agent of a secret intelligence organization serving the Aarakocran nobility known as the Black Feathers. His mission is to find the matriarch of the dwarven clan of Rockenstone. To do this, he now travels with the first son of their clan. When he finds her, he will be elevated in status to a feathered one and claim his place alongside his mentor, Renarin. Cersei is an exiled noble of the Morcrest family in Draconia. Her father falsely accused her of murdering her sister, declaring her an exile. After a close family friend of hers, Iolmir Kelfire, saw to it she was sent away safely, she ended up in Baldur's Gate. There, she learned the thieves' trade to survive. Eventually, she ran out of the city and decided that some honest work would do her good. Neverwinter is where she would begin using her skills for more reputable work. Bayron Rockenstone is a noble son of the clan Rockenstone. After a vicious orc attack, his family was separated. Witnessing the death of his father, he made it his mission to find his mother. Needing money to survive, a job opened up that would not only pay him, but see him to his next destination for free. Phandalin. The three began their journey along the Tribor Trail and encountered a goblin ambush. Their first combat was also almost their last, leaving Helio mortally wounded. After recovering, they noticed the dead horses of Sildar and Gundren on the path ahead. Their two employers had left early, needing to see to some business in Phandalin. Tracking the goblins' footprints, they eventually found themselves at a hideout. Inside, a token force of goblins had made the caves their lair. They fight their way through and eventually face a large bugbear who leads the goblin force. After killing him, they find the bound and struggling form of Sildar Hallwinter. Freeing him, they are informed that Gundren, and the maps leading to a hidden magical forge, have been taken to a nearby castle. The name and location of the castle are unknown, but it's a lead nonetheless. The group finishes their job and takes the cart of supplies to Phandalin. After spending some time there gathering information, they are accosted by a group of thugs known as the Red Brands. After dealing with the few thugs in town, they ask around and find the location of their base of operations, an abandoned manor outside of town. The group prepares themselves and heads inside. Fighting their way down through the lower levels, they eventually confront a wizard who goes by Glassstaff. After a brief interrogation, they learn of the mysterious crime lord trying to muscle his way in on Gundren's newly acquired mining rights. They kill Glassstaff and leave the manor, at which point Helio is contacted by the Black Feathers. Finding a private spot, he reports he has found the heir of Rockenstone and will use him to find the clan's matriarch. The group then asks around town to see if anyone has useful information about a mysterious castle. They seek Gundren, eventually finding out there is a small ruined keep deep in the Sword Mountains called Cragmore. The party enters the castle and in doing so demonstrates the growth and experience they have gained as a team. They attempt to descend to the lower levels stealthily, but Bayron loses his footing on the stairs and alerts the orcs, goblins, and bugbears in the next room to their presence. Fighting their way down, they face a troll named Glut, the castle's new head chef. They clear a dark, cavernous part of the basement, concealing two monstrous armored worms called Grix. Eventually, they reach the throne room to find a bound and unconscious Gundren, and the self-styled new king of the castle, a bugbear named Klarg. Engaging in fierce battle, the group pushes Klarg to his last spiteful breaths, with which he strikes down Cersei, killing her. Now on a time limit of 10 days for a resurrection spell, the group hurries back to Phandalin, asking for the help of the local cleric, a woman named Sister Gariel. She does what she can for the dead rogue, but tells them they must take her to Waterdeep. The clerics there are powerful enough to cast resurrection magic. They thank her and make their way to Waterdeep with as much speed as they can, on their way having a brief encounter with a mushroom druid and encountering a new party member, a dragonborn blacksmith named Durin. Durin is a dragonborn smith, hailing from the ancestral land of the dragonborn Draconia. He lived there with his brother, Kaelin. His brother is enslaved by the noble house Roshon. Durin takes up the trade of smithing to try and pay off his brother's contract, but can't keep up. He is also enslaved after a time, the debts being too much for him to afford. He is transported via ship to Baldur's Gate, where he is forced to compete in an underground fighting ring called the Blood Pit. It was here he met his mentor, who trained him and allowed him to unlock his spiritual strength. Finally arriving in Waterdeep, the group petitions the Church of Lemnos and asks their clerics for help. Cersei, her soul trapped between life and death, receives a vision of her sister, beckoning her on to the afterlife. This is the Raven Queen's doing. With the pooled resources of the group and Durin, they are able to pay for a resurrection, and Cersei is restored to life. Finding themselves in the city's largest tavern, Beiron is pickpocketed. The thief has taken an important family heirloom. He and Helio pursue the thief, while Cersei and Durin go to find the guards. The pair find themselves in the large catacombs under the city. Beiron falls prey to a pitfall trap and wakes up even deeper underground, while Helio is confronted by the mysterious Zentarum. Helio charms his way out of his encounter and looks for Beiron. Beiron works his way deeper into the cave system and encounters a nest of giant spiders. After a valiant battle, he is slain. Helio hears the fierce struggle and rushes to his friend's aid, but finds he arrived too late. Helio carries Beiron's body to the surface, only to be contacted once again by the Black Feathers. They give him a false diamond, telling him it will sabotage any resurrection magic used on the dead dwarf. The group reforms and heads to the temple to resurrect their fallen dwarf friend. Helio struggles internally with what he's been asked to do, but goes through with it, proffering the sabotage diamond as material cost for the resurrection magic. The spell fails, and Beiron's body crumbles to ash. Durin and Cersei see through Helio's deception, but before they can strike, are confronted by the city guards. Helio manages to slip away in the chaos, eventually encountering a halfling bard named Roscoe Toscobble. Roscoe tags along, seeking to spin a wild yarn of the heroism of this adventurer he calls the Blue Flame. Roscoe is a talented bard who had travelled much of the Sword Coast. His mentor, a woman with mysterious power to make herself forgotten, abandoned him for seemingly no reason. He travels the land trying to find her, and at the same time, find closure. Durin and Cersei go to trial for their perceived crime of murder, while Helio and Roscoe make their way to the Sword Mountains, the Black Feathers having tipped Helio off about the location of Beiron's mother. Making their way underneath the Sword Mountains, they eventually reach an orc camp. After fighting their way through, Helio apologizes to Roscoe and vanishes with the orc's prisoner, a female dwarf. Discombobulated and confused, Roscoe heads back toward Waterdeep, encountering a mysterious wandering trader along the way. Roscoe charms the person with magic and takes a scroll of teleportation, using it to follow Helio. Roscoe finds the hidden headquarters of the Black Feathers, called the Roost. He is confronted and sent back to Waterdeep, where he meets up with Durin and Cersei. With Beiron's mother's life on the line, the three are ordered to the Roost. At the Roost, Helio is informed by his master and mentor Renarin that he has completed his assignment and earned a promotion. He is to be officially named a Feathered One. Escorted into a large room, he finds his friends, Durin, Cersei, and Roscoe, bound in its center. The heads of the Order are present. They inform Helio he will be made a Feathered One with the completion of one more task. He needs merely to kill the three, and his ascension will be made official. Helio hesitates before denying his master, invoking the right of combat. He challenges Renarin for his freedom, and that of his friends. The group is ushered into a small room. They will fight Renarin together, as Helio stands no chance alone. Helio stands over a small brazier in the room's center and burns the sash of his rank, his office. With this, he severs his ties to the Black Feathers and chooses to do what he believes is right. The group engages in a fierce battle with Renarin. Battered and bruised, they are almost defeated, but with their combined efforts they are able to overpower Helio's former master. Helio strikes the final blow and takes his master's sword, a blade once stolen from a tribe of elves called the Singers. This blade is Elfsong, Sword of the Blade Singer. With Renarin dead, the group is given a 3-day head start before the Black Feathers will pursue them. They are teleported back to Waterdeep. From there, their journey will go to places they couldn't imagine in their wildest dreams, or their nightmares.